Good. Thank you so much. All right, so I would like to call to order the regular monthly meeting for the Haymarket Town Council for this evening, Monday, November 3rd, 2025. Kim, if you could roll call, please.
Passanello,
Present.
Larson, Gallagher,
Here.
Taylor,
Here.
Baker,
Here.
DNA.
Here.
All right, if you would join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, I would like to invite the Reverend Sean Russo from St. Paul's Episcopal Church to the podium, please, to give this evening's invocation.
Thank you. It's good to be here with you this evening. I always write a prayer, but I begin with a prayer that George Washington wrote, and then I add to it a little bit after that. So let us pray. Source of all being, who has given us this good land for our heritage, we humbly beseech that we may always prove ourselves a people mindful of your favor and glad to do your will. Bless our land with honorable industry, sound learning, and good manners. Save us from violence, discord, and confusion, from pride and arrogance. Defend our liberties, and fashion into one united people, multitudes brought together out of many nations and tongues. Fill with the spirit of wisdom those to whom we entrust the authority of government, that there may be justice and peace at home, and that, through obedience to the law, we may show forth your praise among the nations of the earth. In the time of prosperity, fill our hearts with thankfulness, and in the day of trouble, suffer not our trust in you to fail. We commend our nation to your merciful care, that being guided by your providence, we may dwell secure in peace. Grant to those who hold office in our Commonwealth, our county, and the town of Haymarket, especially the Haymarket staff, council, police department, spirit of wisdom, charity, and justice, that with steadfast purpose, they may faithfully serve in their offices to promote the well-being of the people of their area. Guide all the different ministries within our town that meet basic human needs, especially the Haymarket Regional Food Pantry, which gives food to households who need it every week, and for their new food distribution to federal workers during the government shutdown. And also for the Virginia Women and Family Support Center, also known as Care to Full Term, which provides a secure haven for homeless pregnant women. That all of these teams will serve with generosity and compassion. We ask this prayer, all the prayers we hold in our hearts, in your name. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you.
All right, thank you so much. At this time, Chief of Police Seibert has a presentation to make. Chief?
Thanks, Mayor. Much appreciated if you just indulge me for a moment here. It's always good when you can honor your staff for a job well done. This evening, it's no different. I would like to honor a few of our guys here, and I'd like first of all to call up Lonnie Milstad. Of course, you know Lonnie is our fleet maintenance manager. Come on up, Lonnie. Stand in front. You deserve
I
it.
was gonna say, come on.
He has many other titles, from trash man to janitor to building maintenance, hard worker, car detailer, community volunteer. Matter of fact, if you go on Google Maps, you'll see him outside cleaning one of the cruisers. That's pretty cool. He's more than that. He's a brother as well. Lonnie is far more than a maintenance man. He does everything that he's asked and more. His attention to detail is second to none. He always wants things perfect. He's always for the betterment of the town and the department itself. Always helping the guys with whatever comes to fruition. Often doing jobs that most would prefer not to. Always goes above and beyond. And quite frankly, I don't know what we would do without Lonnie. Of all of his titles, I think the best title that fits him, and it's not my titles. I heard somebody talking about him when we were out at a community service event for Trunk or Treat, and there's like, Lonnie's a great guy. And I was like, you know what? That's true. That's Lonnie's title. Lonnie is a great guy. So Lonnie, for your outstanding support to our department, to the town of Haymarket, and to this community, we'd just like to honor you with Outstanding Commitment Award, of course, with a great guy on the plaque. So you can always be remembered about that. And Deb, we'd like to thank you for allowing him to hang out with us and work with us. So it's a mutual agreement. Maybe that's why he's here so much. We'll keep him working, Deb. We'll keep him working. Thank you, brother. I really appreciate it. Right there for a second. And right there. Now I'd like to call up Sergeant Burgoon and Officer Jimmy Brawlbrook.
Oh,
Now, they didn't know that I was calling them up here.
surprise.
I was using Lonnie as the bait, as I told Joe Passanello earlier, so that they wouldn't know that they were being awarded. I had to tell Lonnie, I had to get the bait in the water or something. But quite frankly, you could write books about these two guys, quite frankly. I've been fortunate enough to know Chip now for about 4 years. And then Jimmy, we go back to Frederick County. We worked both investigations, and he was our ICAC investigator. And back then, never had to worry about case review with Jimmy. Everything was always on point. And you know what's changed? Not a doggone thing. Jimmy and Chip both, their commitment is unparalleled. Their initiative is unparalleled. It doesn't matter what the job is. They go above and beyond. They keep the projects moving forward and fast. And I found that a lot of the things I was going to say about each of them were similar. So I called them both up at one time, but there is a couple of things we'll talk about specifically. But accreditation, they've been helping with that. Community projects, always with that. Jimmy, grants, he's been helping me with grants here lately, which has been a great benefit. As you know, grants take a lot of time when you're writing them. Cruiser upfits, getting us the best price out there. All right. Saving us thousands of dollars for his initiative and what he was doing. Training, the fleet car cameras, again, that's something that Jimmy's been working on. Flock, which he got implemented in record pace, which all the T's crossed, all the I's dotted. And of course, that's always Jimmy. Chip, the same things. And of course, National Night Out and accreditation as well, community projects and training. But also, Chip takes care of our National Night Out, which is quite a bit of scheduling and quite a bit to bring together. And quite frankly, I don't think there's anybody in the area that's better. We have the best National Night Out there. And I think we'll continue to have that. And then obviously, especially with Chip, but Jimmy bears a part of this as well. During our Haymarket Day recently, with the focus that I've had, I asked Sergeant Burgoon if he would take over the planning, and he did an exceptional job. Quite frankly, when he turned in the 47-page operational plan, I think we only changed a few minute details, but it wasn't anything about his plan, and it was about personnel. So exceptional job. And of course, he was in charge of operations that day, and Jimmy was in charge of the command post. And Lonnie was at the command post as well. Can't forget that. But keeping in mind that, we brought in almost 30,000 people that day or thereabouts, and we had 4 minor rescue calls and 1 parking complaint. I think that's an exceptional job, well done on everybody's part, not just these guys, but the whole team. But it all starts with the planning and the preparation, and make sure that everything moves forward efficiently and safely above all. So I thought it was worth commending these guys. And the last little note I'll throw in there is, obviously, it was Sergeant Burgoon team that caught the robbery case earlier this year. Those guys, both of them right here, moved that case forward really quickly, got us a suspect, and then found the suspect in the almost record time. And by doing that, preserved evidence that we needed for our prosecution. That case hasn't come to fruition yet, but because of the actions of these men and Officer Trevor Rick, who was here at that time, we were able to make charges really quick in that case within a week and have the subject in custody. So again, these guys' dedications is unparalleled, and their initiative is unparalleled as well. And I'd like to thank both of them from the bottom of my heart. I don't know what we do without either of you, and I'm glad that you're both here.
Thank you, Chief.
Yes, sir. All right. Quick pick, if you don't mind.
Yes.
All right. Pull up our guys.
Ernie comes to this one.
Thank you, sir.
I told him the last page is free when you get it printed. You might as well get it.
There we go. I'll go right there.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Go, Mike. 40 seconds, please. Yes, sir. I'm gonna break out my old ones. I have to compete now. I'll put on my suit.
You don't have to compete at all, man. You gotta be beat by a long shot.
No, okay.
I'm just playing catch up, man.
Got
Oh, beard now and
Oh, yeah,
everything.
yeah, actually, yeah, looking pretty good. You're gonna let it get really bushy.
Why not?
Why not?
Let it go.
Thank you so much, Chief. I would like to welcome now Eileen Smith from the Haymarket Food Pantry to this evening's meeting for our Community Outreach Spotlight.
Thank you very much.
You're
Good
welcome.
evening, Town Council. So lovely to see you again. Thank you for having me back. I appreciate it. It's always wonderful to be here in my little town. I was recently named not only in charge of the Haymarket Food Pantry, but I was placed on the advisory council of the Capital Area Food Bank. I'm one of 2 individuals from Northern Virginia on that council. And I thought I would share some information with you from the Capital Area Food Bank pertinent to our county. And then I'll break into what's going on right here, if that's okay. All right. The Capital Area Food Bank does something that they call the Hunger Report every year. They've been doing it since 2000. And they do this in conjunction with a research outfit out of the University of Chicago. So this is a legit study that they do every year just about our area. The mean sampling is 4,000 households around the area, and they do a sample size from each of the counties, which is the same. So you'll see up here the results from multiple areas around the DMV. You can see here that by county, food insecurity varies quite widely, with DC and Maryland and Virginia represented here. So you'll see the DMV on the main up here, 36%. These are all from the survey from this year that I'm showing you right now. PG County leads the way. We have the ubiquitous title of being in second place with our food insecurity in the entire region. So not only are we at 43% this year of food insecure in our county, but we have jumped 7 percentage points from 2024. Last year, we were at 36%. We were also in second place here, which is quite a dubious distinction, but we've jumped significantly 7 percentage points over just a 12-month period. So you can see that we are definitely leading the way in Northern Virginia with the food insecurity at 43%. Now, the way that they define food insecurity, this is really the question that I get most often when I talk about this, is that you are going to bed hungry 3 to 4 nights per week, or people in your household are going to bed hungry. So you can see here, very low, low, marginal, high. Okay, so we are at this 43%, but we also have these smaller incidences as well. So maybe you go to bed 2 nights a week hungry. You're not in this giant percentage over on the far right-hand side, but we're still counting you in the figures. In the DMV, the reason for this pretty much is because the CPI is rising quicker than the wages are rising. Okay, so you can see here CPI is at 21%. That's the Consumer Protective Index, right? Compared to 6 on wage growth. So it's more and more expensive to live here, and the wages are simply not keeping pace. So to throw in, local anecdotal information here, the people that we continue to see at the food pantry are underemployed. Okay, they have jobs, they are working by and large, but their wages are not keeping pace with, the grocery bills that we all have, the mortgage bills that we all have, and so on. You'll see here that people are beginning to make some trade-offs. So I don't have enough money to pay all my bills. What will come out this month? You'll see up at the top, transportation. We're getting phone calls at the food pantry from people saying, can somebody bring me my food? I don't have any gas. Can somebody bring me my food? My car got repossessed. Okay, some people are pushing their credit card bills out. Some people are deferring their rent or their mortgage. Some people are doing medical care. Maybe it's their pills. They're stopping taking it every other day instead of once a day. Utilities, education, childcare. So Sean and I were on our board meeting this evening, and we have a woman who is on our board, been on our board quite some time. She is a 42-year veteran of the federal government. And earlier this year, she had her grandchildren and her daughter move into her house. Okay, she works for the FAA. She's not gotten paid. She didn't go to the grocery store yesterday. She's got 6 little kids in her house, and she's down here on the medical care, utilities, education. She told me after the meeting, I wrote my mortgage check and I realized I don't have any money left for the groceries. Okay, so this is in our community. This is a woman who's worked for the FAA for 40 years plus, and her husband owns his own business. I mean, this is significant. So in terms of where we are right now at the Haymarket Food Pantry, now I'm divesting from the county, coming here. You can see that the households that we have served have jumped. Boy, what a surprise, right? Last month was our busiest month for the year so far. And you can see it wasn't just the busiest, it was really, really the busiest over here on the side. Okay, and we just ran these numbers this morning, so I'm very confident I'm showing you the most recent information. In terms of what we're doing for these folks, we are giving them more and more food because there's more and more of them. Sean can affirm that this evening when we went over the financials, we're spending a lot more money than we usually do to feed these people. So what we look at every month is how much came in and how much went out. And we were 11,000 on the negative for the month of October because of this. But as I remind my board every month, that's why we're here. That's what we do. So in terms of where are they coming from? They're coming from here, just like usual. Our pie chart, you can see this is our 5 regions that we cover. Gainesville being the largest. Over here, it's chopped off. That's Bristow. The orange up on the top, Haymarket. Nokesville, Linton Hall. So, down near Nokesville and Cat Harpin. Over here, the ages, definitely we're still seeing the families. That's this big piece of the pie here. The green, the children. We have a lot of kids coming over these days. And then retired folks, still our smallest percentage, but still significant here. In terms of what I'd like to leave you with this evening is that we saw in the month of October a 200% jump in applications to come to the food pantry. So you can see that over here on the far right-hand side. These are our enrollment application trends going up, up, up. What are we doing about this? We are expanding our times for our regular 5-city coverage area. In addition, we are also, as Sean mentioned, holding special food distributions for federal workers. So these dates that I have up here on the slide, you do not have to be in our coverage area. This is for anyone who lives around here who is a federal worker, shows us a badge that says I work at, wherever. We will give them this Sunday a box of shelf-stable food. We've bought 300 of these boxes from the Capillary Food Bank. They're $20 per box. So we spent, $6,000-7,000 on these boxes. We'll do that on Sunday. 2 weeks after that, we will have a pre-Thanksgiving food distribution. Again, show your ID. Don't have to live here, around here someplace. December 7th, the same, and December 21st, we'll do a pre-holiday box for Christmas. We do believe, based on the information that's out in the news today, that our families got their SNAP money this morning. Thank goodness for, Youngkin. That was very lovely of him. We are very, very lucky because most of our other groups like us did not get SNAP renewed. So we would have been in even worse condition had that not happened. But we do believe that this will go on until at least January, that these folks will not be getting any paycheck. So we will hope that we can do this. I think we're going to be able to do it. I'm not exactly sure how. We just decided to do this about 45 minutes ago. So we'll see how it goes. I do know I bought the boxes. The boxes will be here for Sunday. We'll see what we can do for the other ones, but we're in this for the long haul. Our mission, as you all know, is to help feed our hungry neighbors, and that's what we're doing. So any questions?
Did anybody have any questions? I
Yeah.
have one.
Oh, go ahead. I'll wait.
How can we show up?
Well, we will be at the farmer's market Saturday and Sunday and the following Sunday with a box and a table. So
Okay.
we'll be doing a collection. You can tell your folks in town, and I think it's on your Facebook page and everything, that we'll be there. Please bring canned foods and all that sort of stuff. That would be lovely. This isn't cheap for sure. If you all want to help us out with monetary, that'd be great. We are getting donations from different places to help offset with these special distributions that we're doing. Whatever you can do to help spread the word that we are doing this would be really appreciated. This thing we're doing on Sunday, we just decided to do it on Friday.
Okay.
So we got the word out a little bit. It seems like it's traveling. I'm starting to get phone calls from reporters and neighborhoods and that sort of thing. But if you could push that, that would be great.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
If I may?
Yeah.
Well, nice to see you again, Eileen.
Nice to see you too, Joe.
So you'll be at the farmer's market, and that's for 2 Sundays in a row?
2 Sundays in a row.
So that would be 11/9 and 11/16.
Yes.
And I guess we're going to help get the word out. And we could
100%.
probably get the word out to the HOAs and things like that
Mhm.
through our organizations at home.
That would be wonderful.
Okay. My question is in respect to the government shutdown and some of the folks that you're seeing.
Yes.
It might be first timers perhaps. And is it your expectation that when that is settled, because it'll be settled eventually, we don't know when, but it will be. Do you expect that your numbers will continue to grow?
I do. I really do. I think whenever you have a situation like this, it's a bit of a long tail. People are able to keep it together for a bit, and then now we've got Christmas looming on the horizon, right? So it's not just food and medical and all those things that were on that chart, but now, you got a couple little kids, you got to get some presents going too. So you stick those on your credit card.
Right.
You haven't gotten paid for a while. January rolls around. January and February and March are always our worst months. People are coming in like crazy, which you wouldn't necessarily expect, but they're always high volume for us. And that's because it's the long tail just of Christmas. So imagine now we've got this 2 months of not getting a paycheck, and you've got that on top of it. So my guess is we'll go January through April probably of next year with that hanging over us. And I'm doing like best case scenario that everyone starts getting paid in January.
Right. So the recovery is a lot longer.
Yes.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Appreciate
Thank
that.
you. Yeah,
Appreciate what you're doing.
of course, of
Absolutely.
course.
Anyone else? No? No. I was just going to say, especially going into holiday season, it's literally about parents trying to give their children core memories that have nothing to do with struggle.
Mhm.
So thank you for what you do.
Of course. Thank you.
We had a question from staff Is it of any
benefit to have a drop location here at the town hall to keep that going during the week? Okay. We'll reach out and coordinate directly with you, how to advertise and set it up, and then ensure we have your contact for how to get everything to you guys. Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you very much. Thank you, staff.
Thank you.
43%.
I need to take a deep breath after that one, sorry.
Well, yeah, 43% is pretty high.
It's high. It's high, and it's in our community.
Yeah.
Which we all need to,
Spectrum. The
Yep.
spectrum is scary too.
100%. All right, so this brings us to citizens' time. Is there anyone wishing to address the council? Do we have any emails?
Any students want to address the council?
Are there any students that would like to address the council? I would love it.
Oh,
Thank you, Joe.
you're welcome. All right.
Hello, sir.
Good afternoon. Thank you guys for having us here. My name's Keaton. That's my friend Renee. We're here we're taking a government course right now at Battlefield High School. So we're doing a project right now. It's just like a citizenship project. So like we could choose where like we wanted to go. Like we could go to like a court case or something. We chose to come here. The project's actually due tonight, so we're kind of getting we're kind of getting in last minute, but we've been really busy. I actually just got out of football practice like less than an hour ago, so that's why my hair is kind of messy. But yeah, so thank you guys for having us. Yeah, that's it.
What is the project?
Well, we had to go, like I said, we just had to go to like something like government related. Like we could go to, where else could we go? Yeah, like we could have went to like Haymarket Day or just something like that we could volunteer at. Like one of my friends did, like he went to a juvenile like basketball game and like played with like juvenile basketball players. So it was just like something that we chose to do by coming here. So that was pretty much it. Yeah.
All right, wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you for being
Thank
here.
you. Anybody have any other questions? No? All right, good.
No, we'll let them off easy.
I don't know, we've got an
Just gotta get the
interview. We've
report
got,
done.
I was gonna say, we have an interview this evening, so that's a good report, right?
They should get extra credit. They're the only ones that stood up and.
They are. They are.
Yeah.
That's very true. Yeah.
If you need statements from us at the end, all of us will be happy to provide them.
Mayor, should we get a picture with the gentleman?
Oh, we should. Yeah,
Yeah.
a picture so you can, yes.
Proof of
He's like, I need to prove that I was here.
See, last week you should have been here for the 5-minute meeting.
One, two, three.
Stick around too.
Give him a little pen. Where are my pens?
Yeah.
Of course.
I have them at home.
That's a longer day.
Yeah, that's true.
I know, I gotta do it.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. All right, so we currently have 2 vacancies on our boards. We have a vacancy on the Architectural Review Board and a Town Council vacancy. We had an applicant who was interested in the ARB vacancy, but has recently decided to wait for an opportunity to serve on another board. So this leaves us with the Town Council vacancy. I would like to now invite Dave Capsna. Okay, I knew I was going to do it. I knew it.
Capicella.
Capicella, thank you. I practice actually to the podium for council to interview him for the vacancy. We can review his resume on packet pages 4 and 5. If I could I would like to start on the dais. Sir, thank you very much for being here. Joe, I'm going to let you start us off.
First and foremost, thank you all for spending a little time with me tonight. You should ask them more questions, though.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Capicella, good evening.
Good evening, sir.
How you doing? All right, so this is an easy one. Let's please introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about who you are.
Dave Capicella, resident of Haymarket since 2013, resident of the area since 1997. So back in 97, my wife and I got married. We were laying on the beach in Ocean City, Maryland, and I looked at her and said, let's go buy a house. We literally came home on a Wednesday and had a contract on a place, actually right off of Cat Harpin Road that following Saturday. The whole time we were there, we wanted to be in the town because we saw what was going on in town and we liked the walkable nature of the town. 2013 came around, we had an opportunity to buy a home in Green Hill Crossing within the town limits. Loved it. We still love it. This past Friday night with, Halloween and the kids and the police department being involved with it, Haymarket Day, it's exactly what I wanted. It's exactly, I wish my kids were younger when we moved into town because we had a 12-year-old and a 10-year-old when we moved in. And now they only got to enjoy what we had in the town for 10 years, really. I would have loved, they still come in when they come home from school on weekends, things like that, Dad, let's go to Zandra's or, let's go here. And I know why my kid wants to go to Zandra's because he's 23 years old, but we're just going to leave that be for now. We do like the town. We've been involved in a lot of different things here. Matt Gallagher got me voluntold to be in scouts with him years ago. Yep, that was the exact word that was used. I'm being voluntold. But we did scouts for years together, been involved in different things. My older son actually played travel baseball for years, and we didn't want to play in all of the big teams in the area. So we started our own team and went up against the big teams. And we had a lot of fun doing that. And coaches that I coached with at that time, we still have coaches meetings, which really just means that us just going off and relaxing and being guys. And I can say to my wife, hey, I'm going to go with Pete for a coaches meeting. And she knows, and tell Pete I said hi, and it's just the way we are. But I love this area. I want to help this area any way I can. And a year ago, there was an opening that came up on the ARB and Planning Commission. And I said, well, I'll give it a shot, and I gave it a shot and I've learned a lot and I will continue to learn more as I go down this path. If you all will allow me to be part of the council. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Matt.
Well, I think you answered one of the questions I had, which was, why you chose Haymarket. So I'll kind of move on from there. So I think what we'd like to hear about is, kind of what interests you in local government, and specifically, what interests you about serving on our town council.
So it's interesting you should ask that question, because if you ask my wife, she'll tell you I can't stand politicians. Bottom line, I believe that when you start getting higher up within the political ranks, I think they're not really out there to represent their constituency. And there's some things that have happened years ago in the town that I have yet to find a resident of the town that agreed with. So what I really want to do is kind of better represent constituency in any way possible. I want to get out in front of people, talk to the residents, talk to the businesses, literally get down, spend some time with them and get a better understanding of what they want. I know what I want. I know what my wife wants. I know what my neighbors want, but I don't know what people in the other communities of Haymarket want. And that would be really interesting for me to learn from other communities as well as just the one I'm in.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Justin.
Oh.
So before.
Yes, thank you for being here. Based on your time in Haymarket, what are your top priorities as a citizen?
So you can see on my resume that I actually put in there. It's pretty close to impossible to make a left turn out of your neighborhood at night now, sometimes during the mornings, and it's a nightmare getting through town on the weekends as well. I put in there, I want to work with the council and the staff and the police department and VDOT to see what we can do in any way, shape, or form to get better flow of traffic in the town. There's nothing we can do to stop traffic, but what can we do to get better flow in the town? What can we do with I see areas down in front of Foster's where people are flying up there to try to merge in front of each other, and they're zooming up there, and there's the area where you're supposed to merge to the left and nobody pays attention to it, just goes flying right on through it. What can we do there? And I'm hoping in this role, I can actually bring some ideas to the table that maybe, hopefully, VDOT will agree to.
Thank you.
Alexander? I was just gonna say, so why don't you take the last one?
Okay. As a resident, what do find, sorry, I don't think this was,
It's a you. I feel
Yeah.
like you is missing.
okay.
You find.
Okay. Thank you. All right, let me start again. As a resident, what do you find in doing well? And what could council improve on?
What do you find the council is doing well, and what do you find the council could improve on?
I think the openness is a big thing that the town council's doing a great job on. Being open, being out there. You know, Tracy Lynn knows that I come by every Sunday, whether I'm buying something at the farmer's market or not. You know, I came by yesterday and I was, hey, try this piece of the cookie I just got from down in the cookie guy selling stuff. And I gotta sell this, it's good. I like kind of interacting with the town. I think the town's out there in front of the constituency much more than it have in the past. That's something that's near and dear to me. What can we do better? I think there's always room to grow with that, you know, and getting down and having people understand you as well as you understand them. So I think that's something that anybody can continue to grow on.
So I thank you very much. I will leave one little like closing so that you can do that for us. What drives you specifically to be on council?
I like challenges.
Okay.
You know, career-wise, personally, you know, I always strive for challenges. And my wife says I should be slowing down at my age, but I'm literally picking up the pace on things. And that's just the weird person that I am. I like a challenge and I want to learn.
I love that. Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you. Anybody with any closing statements?
No, the only thing I would ask is maybe we could communicate what the next steps are.
Sure. So you are our only applicant, and we appreciate that. And we are required to wait 7 days in order to appoint, correct? All right, so our next step would be to assign a date for appointment. And yes,
We have to schedule a meeting in order to come together to make the appointment.
okay, so that would be our next step.
If there's anything you need in the meantime, reach out, please let me know.
All right,
All right?
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Thank you, Dave.
Also appreciate the visits on Sundays.
All right.
All right. So moving on, we are now going to consider the consent agenda. We are starting on packets, page 6 through 61. Is anyone wanting to pull anything off of the consent agenda? No? All right. So if I could, may I have a motion to approve the consent agenda?
Yes, Madam Mayor, I move that the Haymarket Town Council adopt consent agenda items A 1 through 3, B 1 through 5, and C 1 through 5.
All right, I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. All right, so would now be the time, Kim, that we appoint,
You would need to add it to your agenda item, you know, schedule it, you know, set your meeting date for this, for the special meeting. Without objection, you add that to your agenda.
okay. And that, so 7 days from now would be,
Well,
The 12th.
yeah, it would be November the 10th.
Okay.
On Monday. Staff would recommend that you would consider Wednesday, November the 12th, because we already have a planning commission meeting scheduled that evening.
Okay.
So we did schedule for 6 PM on November the 12th, followed by the planning commission at 7, if that is agreeable to council.
Does anybody have any objections to 6 PM on November 12th?
No objection.
I will not be here, but no objections.
Okay.
Justin, you say you will not be here?
Yes, I won't be here on the 12th.
1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
4. That gives us a
Yeah.
quorum. Yep.
If necessary, I could dial in.
Okay.
It'll just be late, bro.
Well, we still need to have a quorum. Yeah.
He's gonna be here.
He will be, yeah, he would be here on the 12th.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as we have 4. Okay. So with that, we will move forward with November 12th at 6 PM.
Okay.
Thank you. All right. So here we go. On the agenda. The first item is to award the contract for the compensation study. If Vice Mayor Gallagher, would you please champion us on this discussion?
Sure. So as everybody on council is aware, for the past couple of months, we've been talking about doing a compensation study, looking at the compensation for our staff to include the entire police department. Councilmember Baker and I have been championing this effort, and happy to say that we got a great response to this. We did get 13 responses to our proposal, which kept both of us quite busy doing a heck of a lot of reading. I will say it was an incredible learning experience, and it was something that was it was impressive to see some of the different solutions that were out there. We did follow our RFP very carefully, and I thought it was important to talk a little bit and be transparent about how we came up with our decision. Well, we did ask for multiple copies of the proposal to be submitted, and Councilmember Baker and I both did individually take copies and spent about a week reviewing each of those proposals and going through a scoring based upon our key criteria as defined in the RFP. Those criteria were public sector experience and qualifications, the project approach and a long-term system solution, the content and the quality of the proposal, including the work plan, and the total cost of proposal. And then we did allow for a quality of an interview as an optional component, should we choose to go down that road. Councilmember Baker and I did get together then afterwards and reviewed both of our scorings from an individual. And I will say that both of us had the same exact number 1. Both of us had scored in the same exact way. So there was a little bit of discussion that we had among 2 and 3, and ultimately combined our numbers to come up with our top 3. At that point in time, we did go out after consultation with council and with the full council, and did check all of the references, and were able to have a couple of conversations with some municipalities. So with that said, we've also now allocated budget towards this effort per our meeting last week, and we are prepared to make the recommendation to award the contract. Before we do that, are there any questions or comments that anybody on council has for us? Or Justin, I will say if there's anything else that I didn't capture that you want to.
Captured it really good. Captured it well.
All right. So that would leave Joe and Alexander. Are there any questions, concerns?
Not at this time, no.
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Not yet, I was just gonna say. So with that being said,
All right, I think I'm just going to see where, do we have a sample motion in here, or do we?
No, I did not provide.
Okay.
motions. I didn't.
Who I was awarding to. Okay. All right. With that in mind, I'd like to just kind of add one thing. We will be reaching out to all of the, Olin has provided us letters. We will be officially sending out a notice of successful bidder, as well as notices to all of the unsuccessful bidders as well. We'll get those out into
into the world tomorrow, tomorrow, the next day. So with that said, I'd like to make a motion to award the compensation and classification system market study work to Evergreen Solutions LLC. And what else do I have to say in this? I guess that, I mean, I don't. That's where I was, yeah. So I would move that we award to Evergreen Solutions LLC the work for the compensation classification system and market study for the town of Haymarket, Virginia.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
I second.
All right. Kim, can you please open the voting?
Okay.
It's telling me it's not open. There we go.
I didn't get one.
You don't get one.
I don't get one.
The vote is unanimous.
You don't get.
I don't, notice I didn't get one.
We award the compensation and classification study to Evergreen Solutions LLC.
Wonderful. Thank you, Kim.
Thank you. I must emphasize too, to anybody listening, this was, it was incredible to all of, if any of the bidders are watching this. It really was incredible to see what the response was. I don't think we could have made a wrong decision, honestly.
Thank you. Anything additional, Justin?
No, not at this time.
All right, awesome. All right, so the next item on the agenda is the Old Post Office Structural Engineer Report. Emily, would you please?
Yes, thank you, Council. So we had spoken previously that I was going to work towards getting a report and a write-up to Council for this evening. Unfortunately, with some other work deadlines this morning, I was not able to complete that report, but I want to go ahead and give you all the structural report that we received on the old post office building so that you can all take it home and be reviewing it. I have followed up with the structural engineer team to ask a couple clarifying questions. So as you'll find on the very last page of the report, I'm sorry, hold on, not the very last page, the fourth page of the report, it's the last written page and it has the stamp seal on it. They state that the existing space is acceptable for use as an office space only at this time due to the live load capacity only being at 50 right now as it stands. And there is a statement that if we wanted to expand the use from office space only, that significant repairs would need to be made to lift up that second floor and put the roof and the second floor back into place as it should be, and to remove the existing ledger on the west side of the building and appropriately fix that, level it, and rebolt the exterior walls. So I followed up with some more detailed questions from the structural engineer. I'm hoping to hear back sometime this week so that I can finish up that report and get back with council on our next steps forward. Part of the questioning being asked is if the structural engineer is able to assist us in providing a scope of services for the construction RFP. We have our list of what we would like to have done in there to include some of the more cosmetic modifications, but I would like for them to provide their assistance and expertise in the area on some of the structural items that we may wish to address. So I will be following up with council on this. I will be, in the meantime, taking it to our finance liaison meetings because we will have one of those sooner rather than later next week. So we'll talk about this in a bit more detail at those meetings. And then we will be reporting back, myself as well as the finance liaisons, on our next steps and what we're working on. Are there any questions currently as it stands? I know you just got this evening. I just want you guys to be able to have it in your hand, look through it, review it.
Go ahead, you go first.
Go ahead, Matt. Joe.
I'm sorry.
So the I kind of read this quickly, this, when you gave it to us this evening, and it talks about that the second floor is basically if I read this correctly, it's saying basically the second floor cannot be used at all.
So in
Or at least
our,
as that, or at least we can't have people up there, or am I reading that too?
that's
literally?
part of the clarifying question of, is this only use of the first floor? Or is it that the first and second floor can only be utilized for office space because you can only have a limited number of people in the structure? And so that's what I'm following up with them on. When we did our on-site meeting, what was explained to me by the structural engineer as we walked through it, and we had the 2012 binder of the work that was done previously, and we were looking through those reports, is that when they saw that the west wall was rotting and needed to be repaired, they fixed it in place and they did not push up the ledger to push up and readjust and restabilize the second floor and the roof. And so everything is sound, it is usable, it is functionable as an office space, and they were able to occupy the space with no problem. Everything was repaired. It just was not re-leveled and pushed back into place when they fixed the west wall. And so what I'm asking now is, what does that significant repair entail to get us beyond an office use space only? So the way I read this document is the building as it stands today is office use only,
And
based on the load limit.
and your question that you're going to ask was my second question. So,
Okay.
okay. No, that was all I had.
All right, Joe?
So I think I heard you say the load limit was 50, and that means the second floor load limit? Or
That's the part of the clarifying question, because they did not state if load limit is for an entire structure. So, and also, I think this structure would be rented out to a singular tenant. It would not be multiple tenants. We wouldn't be looking at renting the second floor separate of the first floor. And so I'm asking if they made the assumption that it's one load limit for the entirety of the building. Is that how the code functions? Or is this load limit based on each of the floors? Do you have to take into consideration the worst load limit of the second floor, therefore it brings down the load limit of the first floor? So that's the line of detailing I'm asking for. I did also ask if there was an option to restrict access to the second floor, if then the first floor could be a different load limit.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. So while you're at it, do we know what the building capacity is? Or is that something they?
Occupancy load?
Occupancy, thank you. The occupancy on that, or is that something they can help us with, or is it only?
I'm sure
gonna
that's
be-
something we can talk to them about. When you start talking and factoring in occupancy load, it's based on the type of use there. So, for example, utilizing this space. So a majority of this space from the column forward is considered an assembly. And so the load limit of this building is based on the type of uses we do here. So you have assembly of the public as well as office space. So our load limit will be different than if you have this exact same square footage, but you're doing a commercial retail space.
In my past life, when I did outreach on some big projects in the public domain, I used the word significant. And the question I always got was, well, can you define significant?
I have specifically asked them to define what the significant repairs look like.
Yeah, and of course the cost.
Yes.
And then depending on what's usable and what's not, we have to kind of make a determination. Are we going to be going forward with the full repairs based on what revenue can you bring in based on what's available for use?
Right.
And if
And
you
I-
can't use that second floor, I mean,
And I will say,
problem.
just a couple examples, right? Some of the people that reached out to us, there was one person highly interested in the space for a retail shop, but did not need the second floor and wanted to know, was there an option for storage up there? Or just a singular desk and singular office up there? So that's kind of part of the discussion I want to have with the structural engineer is, if we need an interim phase before we can fully fund the entirety of the repair, what can that interim phase look like and ensure that everyone is safely occupying the structure.
Okay, yeah. As each month goes by, right?
Correct. Yes, correct. As each month goes by, we do lose rent money on that.
Okay, so I guess it behooves us to move as quickly as we can on that portion of it. So we can figure out what we're gonna do.
Yes, I'm hoping with working and discussing with the finance liaisons at next week's meeting, I'm hoping this is one of our bigger topics that we discuss at that meeting, that we collectively can be prepared to come to the December 1st meeting with a plan and a pitch to the town council. So I'm kind of looking at my liaisons there with telling you, I'm hoping that's our intent for next Wednesday and that we can accomplish that. It might be a discussion that once we start talking about what we can do and moving in a timely manner so that we are not continuing to lose funding, there might be a need to call a special meeting to make certain votes to keep this project moving forward.
So in other words, stay tuned.
Yes, stay tuned. As for the other two structural reports, again, I will get those over to council with a nice summary write-up. Both of those looked pretty good. We have some little minor things that we need to address. So Matt Burrows and I have been working on a plan, and we will be addressing that soon. One of the issues that we need to address in a more timely manner is removing some of the storage that we have above the museum first floor. So on the second floor of the museum structure, historically speaking, we've had a lot of storage up there. We have some pretty large, heavy desks that were up there from when that was the town hall space. And so we will be removing some of those materials and putting them in other storage locations to address that. They just were informing us that those structures built in 1883 were not meant to hold that type of storage. And so we will remedy that.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you, Mayor.
And hopefully some usage of that old mayor's desk.
The old mayor's desk will be reutilized in a very fun manner.
Oh,
Stay
I'm
tuned.
excited. I'm
Stay
excited. I
tuned.
attended the farmer's market on
Stay
Sunday.
tuned. Miss Crawford has some good ideas.
Yes, yes, she
For
does.
the holidays.
Yes, she does. All right, any other questions on that topic?
If you guys review it and you have any standout questions, please just drop me an email so that I can try to answer them with the structural engineer and the architect. We have been going back and forth, so I'd like to keep the conversation going if you guys have follow-up.
I just have one quick question.
Sure.
So just to clarify, will they provide us with a list of the repairs, or are these the repairs on the last 3 pages of what needs to be repaired?
So they've listed out some of the items. So I'm going to ask them if they would help us to get a more formalized scope so that we
Yes.
can take that scoping document and plug it into our RFP for posting.
Okay, perfect.
Anything else on that topic? No? All right, good. All right, so Emily, next is the proposed holiday schedule for the office. I know that in this past year, we did bring it to council for notification because of some extended time off. If we could just outline via the email that was sent all to council, that would be appreciated.
Yes. I'm going to go off of the memo. That email was sent a couple weeks back.
Sure.
So
No, I know, there's a revision. I
Okay,
understand.
so
I understand.
I'd like to go off the memo. So we're on the last packet, page 64. So yes, as previously mentioned, last season, I did bring this item to council due to personal extended leave and trying to ensure that the town hall offices were appropriately staffed during the holiday season, but also that staff members were able to take paid time off and enjoy the holidays with their family and there not be a staff shortage. So With that in mind, what I've put before you is a detailed list of what days the town hall is currently closed for our holidays that we observe. These are all denoted in our employee manual. So starting on the week of Thanksgiving, we close at noon on Wednesday and we reopen the following Monday. And then when it comes to the Christmas holiday, our employee manual denotes that the town hall offices are closed on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And our policy also denotes that the town generally observes the holiday schedule adopted by the Commonwealth of Virginia. Other holidays may be designated by the Governor of Virginia, the President of the United States, or the mayor if recommended by the manager and approved by the town council. Therefore, with that statement, the state is recognizing the day after Christmas as an additional 8 hours of holiday time. And so I have put this in here that the town shall also observe that, being that our policy states that we generally follow the adopted schedule of the Commonwealth. I do believe this is all due to the Christmas holiday falling on a Thursday. And so that's Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday that the town hall offices would be closed. What I'm recommending to the town council and requesting is that the town hall offices close starting December 22nd at noon to the public. And we remain closed until January 5th. Hold on, through January 2nd at 4 p.m. And we would reopen normal hours on January 5th at 9 a.m. What I'm asking is that the offices be closed to the public and that the staff have the opportunity to take paid time off to cover those days, to get a pre-approved telework plan through myself regarding deliverables and what they would be working on at home, or they have the option to come in and do uninterrupted work in the offices if they choose to do so. So the only paid holiday hours that would be covered by the town during that time frame would include Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, the day after Christmas, and January 1st.
How are we notifying the public and what is the phone number and contact?
Yes, so some additional detailing, we are asking to close at noon on Monday because meals taxes are due on December 20th, and that falls on a Saturday this year. And so we have a lot of our restaurants who will come in and pay the following Monday. So we want to be open so they can come in and make payment. Our drop box, of course, is always open and able to be utilized. So we would do that up until noon. And then we always, as staff, like to have a nice holiday lunch together. And so we would like to do that on the 22nd at noon. And then we would come back and ensure that any checks dropped off would be stamped in. With additional details on how we're going to advertise, we will be advertising through our website, posting on our social media pages, putting out an alert through our mobile app, as well as putting a sign up on the front door. I will be reaching out to some of my applicants who I have ongoing applications with to notify them of the change in scheduling in case they needed to complete new work. They could be prepared for that. I will say, in the 8 years I've been here, these are our 2 slowest weeks of the entire year. It's very quiet around here. We don't get a lot of business coming in and out. And we do make sure if it's ornaments or other merchandise, we put those in other locations so that our community has an opportunity to purchase those. Otherwise, I will be the emergency contact. So my work cell number will be posted along with my email on the front door, and that will go out in all the advertising and messaging when we send it out. So I'll be the main point of contact. And if there are a true emergency that arises, I would contact one of the department officials and we'll go from there.
Also, Business Roundtable, we can announce.
Yes, of course. Business Roundtable will announce. I wanted to specifically work with Alexandra and Roberto to have them send an email out to all of the meals tax paying businesses so they could help notify them, give them the early update, make any necessary arrangements to do so.
All right. Perfect. Does anybody have any questions, concerns? Justin?
I think this is great for staff morale, because I know during those times, those 2 weeks, there's nothing going on. So I think it's great for staff morale and to to just do what you guys need to do.
Thank you.
Anybody else? Joe?
Let's just go back for a second and talk about November work session.
Yes.
Let's start with that.
Mhm.
So is there an issue with doing it on the 24th?
That's up to council. So your work session is currently scheduled the Monday of Thanksgiving week. And so we're just looking for council direction if you guys want to hold that meeting on that Monday, or if a lot of you will be out of town or have other commitments due to the holiday.
I have family coming here, so 24th works great for me.
Gotcha.
Is that public?
Gotcha.
Wait a minute.
Is that on record, sir?
Perfectly fine. They would say the same about me.
So if we're talking about November 24th, I don't have an issue with November 24th?
I don't, no objection with that.
No?
No
All right.
objection to it.
All right.
Anybody else?
Okay, so what Kim and I will do is we'll get together. If we have a very limited agenda, we will reach out to mayor and we'll discuss with you if you want to make a different call, if you want to reach out to other council members and have discussion on needing to have a meeting. So we'll ensure that it is productive if we have
Thank you.
it. Mhm.
So right now it's on.
Right now it is on, and then if for some reason it's only myself and Chief speaking to you guys, you might defer that until December 1st.
Well,
Up to
my,
you.
my only concern is we like to do it a week in advance. So if there is something that the public needs to be aware of,
100%.
they have an opportunity to review it and get
Absolutely.
back to either a council member or say something or send an email. So,
So that's
No.
November 24th. that you're
November
referencing.
24th.
oh, actually both, but we'll get to December. next
Okay.
And try to figure out what we're going to do there.
So we're all on board with November 24th. So leading into what you're suggesting is now discussing December 29th.
Yeah. So, I mean, you're suggesting that we do an hour before the regular meeting on the 5th.
Yes, that's what we've done in the past. I'm kind of looking at the calendar here.
So that's smack dab in the middle of Christmas and New Year's.
Yes.
Right.
Mhm.
So what that suggests to me is that somebody's going to have to put something together during that week before and work to
Yes.
get the agenda ready for the Monday.
So Kim and I are already planning that her and I at a minimum are doing telework, or we're going to come in and meet up the week of the 29th to ensure we have our agenda packet out normally. That's been the plan.
So you guys are going to work offline. And
Right. Again, this closure to the public does not mean that everybody's out on vacation the entire time. It just gives the option to take pay time off, but there's still the expectation that work deliverables are done in a timely fashion.
and if something pops up, does that mean you'd open things up? You know, if there was an emergency or
Sure. If it was an emergency and we needed to open town hall, absolutely, I would be here. We would open town hall.
and
I
you
think
know,
that there would be communication
yeah.
constantly.
Mhm.
I mean, my concern is 10 days with nobody here. Not to say that nobody's going to be here, but not open to the public.
And
I have a little agita with that. But
And I understand. I would just ask Roberto, I would need you to chime in here, please, how it went last year. Because again, I was
Done in the
absent.
past.
And so I'm not sure what staff experienced over those 2 weeks last year or what council's feedback from that was, if you guys were aware of any concerns.
To be honest with you, I forgot that was, meaning like I forgot you were gone then. But I was here. I think some of the staff, they had the option to work from home. I stayed here. But it was slow.
Oh,
It was,
you did a Mac? Oh, okay, never mind.
yes, but yes, yes.
That's what you're trying to do.
I-
I hear you.
I was more with kids. They're home from school. So no, but no, I was here, but it was actually really, really slow. I mean, it was slow. We really didn't have anyone come in. I expected to deal with taxes stuff, but between Alex and I, we got the taxes done before the break anyway. So before that holiday week. So it was pretty slow. I mean, no one came here with a major emergency. If anything was really, really slow. So I can
Awesome.
remember.
So at the front, we're gonna have something posted at the front door. So if somebody really needed some, hey, I gotta get this permit in or something like that, or application.
Yeah, that'll have my work cell number and my email on it.
And they'll be able to get a hold of you.
Mhm.
Okay.
And I think we took into consideration as well the meals tax, correct?
Yes.
So because it fell on a Saturday, giving them the opportunity. And again, understanding that we're going to communicate that on every possible level.
Absolutely.
One last question. The 26th, when did that pop up? Earlier in the year or?
It popped up earlier in the year. So the Commonwealth puts out their holiday and pay schedule pretty early in the year. They probably actually already have next year's posted. And so when we were reviewing it and I was doing a comparison of what days the town is authorized as being holiday pay and what the state authorized, I noticed the discrepancy there. And again, I think it is just unique to this calendar year. It does not happen every year.
Right. And so we've budgeted for that. It's in our budget, the 26th. Yes, no?
Mhm.
Yep.
Yes, okay. All right, well, listen, I would like to see somebody here, but I'm not gonna die on the hill. And I think what
Thank you,
Justin
Bob. I
said,
love that.
I'm invoking my good friend Bob Ware. I'm not gonna die on this hill. Justin makes a very good point. It's good for morale too. I get that. And if somebody wants to come in, that's great too.
Mhm.
But if somebody has an issue, I just hope and pray that there's not gonna be a problem getting a hold of anybody. That's my big concern for the residents, the
Mhm.
businesses, any constituent.
Well, the phone number will be posted right there. All they have to do is dial it in
As well as an email.
and the
And so-
email.
So we get time off too, right? Oh, okay. all right.
That's what I'm trying to do. Joe.
Okay.
But to Councilman Pasanello specifically, because you weren't part of that era, when COVID happened, this was normal business as usual, and there was never really an issue. I mean, I literally worked on a budget being remote for the most part from the mayor and council meeting, so
And
it's nothing new. But once again, I know the TM is up the street, so am I, so.
And I'll say during that era, Kim and I sat in this office and my phone number was posted and they called us. They would say, hey, I just dropped the plans in the PD lobby, and we'd walk over and grab them as needed. So we've done this many times before, just different scenarios.
Oh, good. I'm glad we had this public discussion.
100% it was going to be public. Anything, Alexander?
I understand we've done this in the past, right? But I think we're addressing the part about for the services that require someone to be here, right? There's going to be notices posted and all that stuff. But ideally, right, we would want at least one person to be here, right? I think possibly the staff can take turns in selecting who should be here on a specific day. But just curious, how does our town hall holiday office hours, the closures and so forth, compare to other towns in the area like Warrenton, Middleburg, Dumfries? Any idea how?
So I think what I would state there is twofold. First, foremost, I want to make it known to council that based on the number of people we have in this office, I always ask that 2 people are in this office at all times. I don't feel comfortable with a single employee working this office by themselves. Secondly, so holiday pay time, we're right on track. It is standard with what everyone else is doing. As for closing to the public, I would have to research what other jurisdictions are doing.
I mean, I was looking quickly at my phone. I don't think they close like on Christmas Day, New Year's Day, but I don't think they do like closures for 10 days, right? But again, I'm not trying to say that we should operate like all other, mimic what they do, right? But just in case the public compares our holiday town hall hours with other municipalities, right? What are they gonna come across, right? I don't know if it makes a difference at the end of the day, but just
I
that
will say,
perception?
I think our services are a little bit different than what others offer. So unlike Prince William County, we don't have a big building permitting department. So we're not having day-to-day interactions with people pulling building permits. Our services, what you're going to see during that time frame, if it happens, which again, what we're trying to share is that historically the data is not there to support this, but you would have maybe a developer drops off an updated submission of a site plan. Those are all being submitted electronically right now. So if they drop off a plan set, they're still required to do the electronic submission. You might have a resident who wants to come submit a COA for something on the architectural review board. Typically, they wait till the week before the meeting, so that would push them into the January timeframe that they would be looking to submit there. Again, we accommodated for the meals tax. Alex, I'm kind of looking at you. Are there any other services you can think of? Events, we don't have any events going on, so there wouldn't be any event applications. Trash is all, yeah.
And it supports.
Right. Trash is all, handled more in an online format.
It supports what we've done in the past.
And we have not
And
had
we've not had
any
any
issues, right, in the past.
Right.
And-
So,
And what I can do, if this is approved, what I can do is I can track it this year and provide a follow-up summary so that council's aware of who came in.
That's a good idea. I'll make sure
Oh,
I call
and-
every day.
And Alex also made a
So I'm watching you.
Alex also made a good point. So one of the features, when we switched our phone services, I know, for example, I turned on my phone service that every voicemail I get to my office phone comes to my email, so I can quickly read and respond. It also gets me the phone number of where they called from, so better organization on my part, but we can change our messaging to alert them to holiday hours, what's the phone number they should call. And then we can also kind of channel it through my phone. So as I'm getting those emails, even on the work phone number, I can address it.
I'd also say we are all members of our community. So I'd like to think that if somebody had a challenge, that they would reach out to us as well. So. All
No
right.
objection.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. So with this, we just need a directive. So we're all on board with the closing or proposed schedule, I should say.
Correct.
Yes? All right. Thank you.
No objections to the work session being January 5th.
Oh.
Well,
I
Oh.
we
All
can
right.
go-
So I
on that
think,
topic,
I thought we were doing November.
I was looking
so
at
we're
the
now on
calendar.
the December 29th, which falls right in the middle of,
So I was
the
looking at
holiday.
the calendar and I wanted to suggest that if you are wanting to hold a separate meeting, sort of thinking about our workload and what we have going on, we could look at having a work session meeting the week of the 15th. We could do it on Monday, the 15th, or Tuesday, the 16th, or even the 18th, if you guys would like to have a standalone meeting.
That's
fine.
December. So in place of our traditional Monday night on the 29th, which would be before our regular work session of the January 5th, as opposed to adding an hour. Now, just keep in mind, anything during our work session, if we are uncomfortable moving forward with something in our regular session, we do have the option to postpone any voting or decision. So I do understand your concern. Holidays tight, holidays challenging, right? So if everybody's on board with having a separate meeting earlier, are we anticipating anything heavy?
that's the question.
I think right now the major thing that I'm anticipating is hopefully we would have direction on the old post office building.
Okay,
So could we schedule it dependent on that? And if it doesn't happen, then we can go on to the 5th.
Yes.
is
I
everybody
could-
is everybody open to that concept?
That's the only really big thing that's.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Because
Yeah, no objection from me.
all right. So I'd just like to define verbally what we are anticipating. So as long as there isn't anything additional to the structural, we would postpone. But if there is something significant with the structural, then we would hold a meeting prior to the 29th, which, I'm sorry, I'm pulling up my calendar, which would be anywhere the week of the 15th.
Aside from the 17th, because that would be our ARB night,
Okay,
barring that we have an application to be reviewing.
okay. I just want to clarify that so everybody's on board with that.
Yeah.
All right, we're all in alignment?
Okay, I'm working.
No objective, no objection?
No objection.
All right. Thank you, Kim, for that. All right, so we already set a date to appoint the vacancy on town council, which is November 12th at 6 PM. Yes? All right. So that takes care of all of the agenda items. So we're going to go to council member time. I'm getting my sheet.
Wait a minute.
I was gonna say, I just have to get, yeah, is it you? All right. Sir, Councilperson Baker, thank you.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. I just wanted to take a moment to thank and give glory all to God and his grace and wisdom. I wanted to thank staff. Thanks for the police, chief, all your officers. Thank you for all they do. And Halloween was great because I was out with my kids and saw you guys. So that was awesome. So thank you so much for what you do this community. And staff just keeping Haymarket moving forward and doing everything, behind the scenes and making this a great place. So thank you guys.
Thank you. All right. Councilperson Vanden.
Yeah. It just saddens me that we live in the wealthiest country in the world, but about 46% or so of people around us struggle with food. Going to bed hungry is just tough, right? It just doesn't make sense to me, right? With all the resources and wealth that we're supposed to have, right? It just doesn't make sense. But let's think about those people, and do what we can. All right, thanks.
Thank you. Yeah. No, what you want to say is something additional?
Yeah, sorry. I forgot to mention, congratulations to the Dodgers for the World Series. Let's go, LA.
Oh, my goodness. Councilperson Passanello.
Los Dodgers,
Yes.
Chavez Ravine, good place for a ball game. Good point. Thank you for raising that, Alexander. Very eloquent of you. A couple of things. Chief, thank you so much. Great presentation to our officers and staff. Congratulations to Lonnie, Chip, and Jimmy. I think that's a wonderful thing. If you haven't been living in a bubble, of course, tomorrow is election day. If you haven't voted, of course, we're all going to vote. And I just want to urge people that might be watching to do your civic duty. Don't take your rights for granted. Get out there and vote. In November is a very busy month, right? We have Thanksgiving, we have some good things, but also a lot going on. And a couple of these awareness observances I just want to mention because they're worth mentioning. We have Alzheimer's Disease Awareness Month, American Diabetes Month, Lung Cancer Awareness Month, COPD, which is Chronic Obstructive Pulmonary Disease Awareness Month, Pancreatic Awareness Month, and on and on and on. And so really important. So if, find your passion and find something and spread the word about some of these things. I think it's really important. And for me, a big one is Native American Heritage Month. Given my dad worked with some of the code talkers during World War II, a very special place in my heart for those folks that were first to serve in our country, first here and first to serve. Really important day is November 11th, of course, Veterans Day. I'm thinking about that as well. And, I think all of us will make sure that we recognize our veterans for their service. And it's a really important thing. And there was one more thing I wanted to mention, if I can find it. Of course, really appreciate Eileen coming tonight. Really opened up my eyes to 43%. That's food insecurity. That's pretty significant. And whatever we can do, we got to do. So, and I just want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving. So, thank you.
Thank you. All right, well, Ken is not here, so we are going to go to Vice Mayor.
So first off, I just wanted to give a huge shout out to the staff, the police, our neighboring police friends, everybody that did countless hours worth of work to make Haymarket Day a success. It was an outstanding day. We always worry about the weather a little bit. We once again got lucky. Keep knocking on wood on that. But it's amazing to watch. Knowing that the size of our town, and to see that number of people coming here and watch how smoothly things go, to see Chip put together that security plan and to kind of walk the streets with him. It's amazing to see what everybody pulled off, and I can't thank you enough. I know from talking with a lot of our community members, everybody, I haven't heard a single. The only complaint I heard was that the bus was late to Haymarket Elementary School. It's the only, and even when the parade ended prematurely early and had to continue again, just to watch everybody kind of rally together and get that back on track. It was amazing. Going on to more serious notes, Councilman Passanello, thanks for kind of calling attention to a lot of those days, because interestingly enough, this upcoming Wednesday is also National Stress Awareness Day. And I think about all those different observances that you called out. I listened to our presentation from the Haymarket Food Pantry this evening, and knowing what our families are coming into. And then frankly, on Saturday, the mayor and I had the honor of attending the Warrior Retreats 10th annual gala, and to be able to talk to service members and to hear about the work that they're doing. And it all ties back into this idea that there's so many things that cause every one of us extensive stress in our lives. The inability to provide food for yourself or your family. A service member who has, coming back with PTSD or struggling to kind of readapt, or sometimes just trying to struggle into the stress of moving on from a military career into a private career. And I know that, and then you think about all of the awarenesses, you mentioned diabetes, you mentioned COPD, and I think about you've read about 4 or 5 of those where it had a direct relationship to my own family, and so it's amazing that all of these things cause stress. So I'm just kind of calling on all of our residents who might be listening, calling on our staff, my fellow colleagues up here on the dais, to really think about that on Wednesday. Reach out to somebody who you think might be, going through something right now, or maybe, reach out to an old friend. You never know what somebody's, thinking. Wednesday's the day to do it. I think, every day should be the way, to do it. But, with all of these stressors coming up with the holidays, with Veterans Day, with everything around us, with, the food challenges, I just encourage us all and challenge us all to make sure that we're reaching out and thinking of somebody on Stress Awareness Day on Wednesday. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, well, that leads to me. So I will take just a moment. I will follow up on everyone's words on the dais. Just because we look like we're okay does not mean that we're okay. That report struck me because I have lived paycheck to paycheck. I've been there, and I've been in the line. I've seen people who need help. You help when you can. So I appreciate the awareness. I appreciate that it's been brought to the forefront. Also reminding everyone, we do have 2 farmers markets left. Food pantry will be there, so just the next two. Love the fact that staff volunteered and said, what can we do would be benefit as a drop-off, so thank you. I just want to lead also with that. I love this town. I love our police department. Haymarket Day made me so happy. It was such a joy, and to see everybody work together, come together and execute. The fact that you show up at 5 o'clock in the morning, that's not really part of your schedule, but you do it anyway. So thank you. The fact that you stay until 7:30, 8 o'clock at night when we've all kind of gone to take care of things, thank you. So Haymarket Day brought a lot of joy to me personally. It brought a lot of joy to my friends, and it brought a lot of joy to my community. So very blessed to have our officers. Thank you. I enjoyed Halloween evening myself. I love seeing all the kids in the neighborhood. I do want to say thank you to Reverend Rizzo. Am I saying it correctly? Rizzo for his words. Busy month of October, attended VML, many insights. Looking forward to applying those and my learnings, all my takeaways. I'll like sprinkle them throughout. I see you smiling over there, Joe. All right. Yeah, I know. I was just like, hey. Tomorrow is voting day, so if you did not already get out and vote early, please vote tomorrow. Your voice is important. We do have our holiday event, December 13th from 2 to 6. Yes, very excited about my craft. And then I'm just, again, so proud to be a member of our community and did very much enjoy attending Willing Warriors. Took a lot of takeaways from that. And I wish you all a very blessed Thanksgiving. So thank you.
Can I ask a quick question?
Sure.
Monetary assistance to various charities and programs. Is that something that we've ever done? Is it something that's even allowed using taxpayer dollars? Just curious.
Emily.
So funny you ask.
Mhm.
I can let Roberto speak on it more. I will say during the height of the COVID days, we, the town, did make a significant donation of funding. And this is something that we've actually been talking at a staff level of. We've recognized the need. We were made aware of a need prior to the government shutdown. And then the government shutdown has just made this need even more in our community. So I'll let Roberto talk on it, but it is definitely in the bailiwick of what we could do.
Councilman Bayana.
I think you surprised them.
During COVID, we did some of the care funds. We did actually support the Haymarket Food Pantry and some of the greater community outreach programs and nonprofits. Obviously, it will be a council decision, but I think from my experience and seeing how it affected the neighboring area, Haymarket, we are the town, but we are a bigger area. And thanks to a lot of those visitors and our neighbors is why we also have such a good revenue source as well and continue to support us. I think it's something council should probably consider. I know that in our strategic plan, we dove into some of the financials. I think it's something that, depending on what council wants to do, I think it's something that's doable. And I feel that that will go a longer way versus rebates or anything like that, as it does help the greater community, which is, again, our town, though it's a small half a square mile, many people feel that, they are part of the town with the Haymarket zip code. So yes, I mean, that's something we can discuss. Be more than happy to discuss it with finance liaisons if that's something you choose to want to talk in the next one and see how we can, address it, or if there's any way we can assist.
Yeah, even though these organizations provide assistance to our greater area, right? It's most likely they're also providing services would have you helping out people, residents of the town, right?
Correct.
Maybe something to think about. We got that 16K, maybe.
Oh.
Right? Maybe a portion of it.
I think just so you're, I think we do better. I think the last time we did that, I think greater than 50,000 or so. So with some of those CARE Acts, and again, I just think, I think that that would spread out the wealth a lot better than specifically.
How much did we get on the CARES Act total? Do you remember?
Yeah, it was like, I believe it was like 269,000, something like that. So we did 50,000. We started small with some of the, not just the food pantry, but other nonprofits, I believe, in increments. Finance, I'll have that information for you, because I have it broken down. I had to do an audit for it, so I can break it down to you. But we partner up at the time, the town manager at the time partnered up, because we do have to go through a service. If I recall, we can't just outright do some of the monies, the donations. Donna Flora is a great assistance when it comes in the county level. So I would reach out to her if there's something that we can do. Again, I can bring those numbers in to finance. And if any council members do want to like meet up and talk about it on one-on-one, we can also have that too. More than happy to do so.
But remember too, that the CARES Act money was pretty restricted in what we could do. And so in some ways, that was the right thing to do. You know, spread it among different organizations. And we also did subsidize folks with, what do you call it?
Like meal vouchers.
yes,
Meal
meal
vouchers.
vouchers.
And if you, I don't know if you guys remember that.
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we tried to spread it around as much as possible. But those needs were really hefty with the pantry, and I forget the others that we worked with, but we.
It was an
did like
organization
4 or
similar,
5.
yeah.
House of Mercy.
House of Mercy was one of them. Yeah. So I mean, I'm very happy to hear that you brought that up, and yeah, I'm more than happy to bring that data so we can kind of talk about it if you wish.
I think
Sounds
it's
good.
great information
Yeah.
for us to discuss and move forward with. Absolutely.
I'll talk
right.
to you later about that.
Oh. Is there anything else that anybody would like to discuss?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
All right, I've got a motion and a second. All in favor?